So it's a good little tip you guys should see it. As we see FoRePLayy pick up a wonderful headshot before they have FoRePLayy up the AK-47. And FoRePLayy is continuing to dominate everyone right now.
1, go.
What up, channel? This is FoRePLayy, and I'm here with Sharp again, and this is the Pro Scene number 3. For those of you that haven't seen the Pro Scene number 1 and 2, definitely go check those out. We've been trying to help you guys get better as far as how to get known in the community and getting started as far as joining competitive gaming and trying to be on a team. For this one, we're going to discuss actually an inbox question that I had that said, hey, what role do I play, and how do I know if I should be a support player, an objective player, or a slayer? And that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. A lot of people don't even know if there are roles for MW3 or what the roles were in past games. And this is kind of going to break it down on how you know what role you should be. So, go ahead.
Well, let's go look at past games first. Call of Duty 4, there weren't really no roles at all. Everyone just kind of played the same. And then you first saw roles come into MW2 where the objective player would run SMG with lightweight, and then you'd have a slayer running more of like sleight of hand, and some of them use marathon and would use an assault rifle and just kind of post up. And then you went to Black Ops where there weren't really any roles. I mean, there were objective players, but for the most part everyone was using the same guns. There was nothing like lightweight that made you run faster. And I think definitely in MW3 there are roles. If you watch Team Scrim, if you watch gameplays, there's usually going to be at least 2 people that are slaying on the team, running assault rifles, and there's going to be 1 person trying to sneak around the whole entire team. They're most of the time going to be using an SMG. They're going to be the objective player, and then you're just going to have the guy who's playing more of a passive role, kind of trying to control the spawns, hold down parts of the map, get the cutoffs, helping the flag carrier, and he's going to be the support role, and he can really use whatever gun he wants.
I think when it comes down to it, slayers are naturally just better at slaying and killing pretty much anything that moves. If you're a slayer, you normally will use guns like ACR, Type 95 in past games, M16 even. COD 4 was a little different because the only role that I felt there was in COD 4 was on sabotage. You would have your players that would more go for the bomb than they would kill horror. So like on COD 4, for example, you could have someone sit on 3-story or crash and shoot down just forever while players were running around capping flags and domination. And I think that was really the only role there. But now the game has changed so much. So if you feel you're a slayer and you're naturally just good at killing things, and your KD is normally really well, and you focus on getting cutoffs on map points, then I think that's how you know you're a slayer. If you find yourself in like team scrims doing better than other teams, and you're just naturally better, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take away from any of the support players or the objective players, because I've tried to dabble in all the roles, and I think I fall under a support player better because I've had players on my team that could just use those longer range weapons than me, like better than me, because I'm more of an SMG style of player. So that's a slayer. Basically, anybody that can focus on cutoffs and that has a good shot from deep and can have patience. Patience is another thing that I do not have. I'm more of a rush and go. I think Sharp is kind of too, but I've seen Sharp slay before. But there's those natural slayers like Scumpy, Proofy. There's so many of them in the community that you guys have probably heard of. So if you want to go ahead and talk about objective.
Yeah, the objective role, I recommend that you run SMG, and that's because you're going to be running a lot. I mean, obviously you got to go and get the flag, so you're going to be moving around, you're going to have to cut corners, and with that you're going to want a gun that's going to shoot fast and it's going to be automatic. So SMG, you know, have a good hip fire, and plus a lot of the times you're going to have to play smart. You're going to have to be a smart player playing this role, because sometimes you're going to have to know when not to shoot at someone. You know, for instance, I've played objective a couple times throughout my professional career, and sometimes you just have to let players go by and, you know, call it out to your slayers, let them know where he's going, and then you just wait and grab the flag after that guy gets killed. And then sometimes before you even go in to grab the flag, you have to be thinking, you know, where am I going to take this? You know, you can't just grab the flag and then be like, all right, yeah, where do I go? You look at your mini map, notice where your team is going to be set up, notice where your team is set up, and just, you know, talk to your teammates. Don't be afraid to ask, you know, where should I bring this? Talk to your slayers, and talk to your support guy, and then always bring it to them. Don't just run to the other side of the map. You're gonna want to be by your teammates when you have the flag.
And it's kind of funny because objective players, like, they get such a bad rap because, like, you'll see objective players go like 5 and 20. You'll see objective players do horrible. And a lot of the times, objective players, they have like their own like community by themselves of, yeah, I run an OBJ2 or whatever, and you'll see these players do bad, but it's cool to watch a good objective player like change the game. And Slayers obviously can change a game by killing, but an objective player can pull a flag, take it one way, have a whole team commit to him, and then completely jump off side of the map, go under a tunnel, and he's gone, and he just like shook them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny to see teams like fall for objective players, and like when he's like, "Oh, did you guys see that? That was awesome." Everyone's like, "No, dude, like we just killed everybody." So like in his head, he did it like himself, but it's funny to hear stories of like objective players that say stuff like that. And I think that when we talk about support players, a lot of players fall into the support category because a support player is going to be an objective player's best friend. I used to play support while Sharp would play objective for our team, and it worked out. We won the national championship with that, and Proofy and Stainville slayed. And I think there are so many times where he knew, like, sometimes he'll get frustrated and he'd be like, man, I can't pull this flag. And like he'd pull it 5 feet, and then I'd kill whoever killed him, and I'd pull it and take it away. Because there's like a misconception you have to play like support with like a long range weapon, like an assault rifle. I always played support with like an SMG. Like on Black Ops, I would use AK-74U, and on MW2, I would try to use like just like a UMP. So I think you don't really need to use that weapon as long as you put yourself in good positions. Like the support player needs to know the cutoffs better than anyone. He needs to know where the objective player likes to take like his flag routes, and he also needs to make sure that he's always there and he can't be scared to pull the flag. But he has to be smart about it. If your objective player dies and he runs up to the flag, he shouldn't pull it right away. Clear the area, then pull it. You're not going to get every cap that you pull, or like every flag that you pull, you will not cap. That's a must. But as long as you get one, then the support player can play a different role. So let's say objective player pulls one flag and you end up capping that flag. The support player, like I used to do, can then camp the base as far as like camping your home flag, pushing up and laying down, we would call it. And I don't know how many times I said that to us in a match, like push up, lay down. That's like one strat where you just push up, lay down, let a team make a mistake, come to you, and then another cap will just happen. And if it doesn't happen and you get called a bitch for camping or this and that, who cares? Throw it out the window. None of that matters. It's all about winning.
Yeah. So don't listen to what some pros, like a lot of pros, like to argue over Twitter. You know, when they scrim and a team plays defense, be like, oh, this team plays defense, they suck. Usually people like to start those arguments because they lose, and they lose to teams playing defense. So don't listen to stuff that you hear about, you know, defense is bad. Yes, defense is kind of looked down upon, but you know, whatever wins the championship, you know.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter if you're slaying or if you're camping or whatever, you know what I mean? Because at one point in time, a team had to push up and get the flag. So that just means you made a mistake. It's no different than like in sports. Like things can happen in a game where you just mess up, and then all of a sudden now you're down by 4 points, or you're down by X amount of points. So I think when you look at Call of Duty the same way, just don't make those initial mistakes and make teams make mistakes. I'm pretty sure that's about it as far as the roles go. And then as far as guns, just use whatever guns you want that you feel fit that role, and then discuss it through like your teammates.
All right, so that wraps up this episode of the Pro Scene. Ego Killing Nation, this is Sharp.
This is FoRePLayy. Peace.
Peace.